Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Jason Pye. I'm a Los Angeles contractor and developer, and today we are going over how to demo a house, how to completely demolish a property from where we started right now into this home right here. You can see cracks along the whole entire building, but we're going to go over the complete process as to how we take a home just like this, we demolish it to the ground, and we create a flat space to really begin building a brand new home into this location. So the first thing we're going to do when we start off looking at a new project is we have a checklist of things that we need to go through when we buy a new property. The first thing we need to do is we need to test for asbestos. So we test the house for asbestos and lead. Whatever comes up on the report, that's what actually needs to be properly removed from the property. So you'll actually see now as I take you through the house has kind of already been demoed. Like there's been some flooring that's been pulled up, cabinets that have been removed, a lot of things in the house that have just been already taken away. Didn't look like this when I bought it, but after going through that process, this is now what it looks like. The next thing we need to do is we need to abandon our gas lines, abandon our electrical, and set up for temporary services. That includes fencing, temporary power, and water. The property needs this throughout the construction phase, which is why it's really important to set that up in the beginning so we're not waiting for any of those things throughout the process. It's really important to get ahead of it. These things could take time. A lot of the things that I'm talking about right now are not something that happens overnight. You can't just call the gas company and have them abandon a line. It needs to happen through a process. Sometimes it could be even 3 months for it to happen. So along with that, we also need to make sure that our water lines are the proper sizes, that our sewer connections are okay, or at least do a sewer inspection so we know what needs to be done during the process of construction. So that's the process, that's the checklist that we need to hit. I'll show you all of those things, show you kind of how we get started and all of that stuff. And of course, at this point of the game, you know what to do. Let me know if you have any questions down below. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Your support means a bunch to me, so I really do appreciate all the help you can give me on this journey. It may not look like it, but I'm actually standing in the kitchen right now, and you can see it's gone. Yeah, it's been completely removed. All the appliances, most of them except for the microwave here, has been removed. So when things come up and they have just a speck of asbestos or lead, they're gonna get removed. They're gonna get taken out, and there's really no other option. You know, you can't just be, oh, can we kind of try to save it or whatever? No. If you're doing a demo, this thing has to come out. It has to be completely removed appropriately. Yeah, so that's part of the preparation. You can see right here, all the flooring has been taken up and removed. So sometimes when they're doing the removal of the asbestos and lead, there might just be excess trash that comes along, and it's really expensive to have companies like that do the demo for you. So instead, I just tell them, leave all of the materials that don't need to be thrown out appropriately, just leave them here like this, and just like that, they'll do all of that. And then my demo contractor, who will charge me just for the load, ends up being a lot cheaper. So it's a better move to do. So on this property, we have a garage in the back that you can clearly see. That's been previously converted by the old owner, but we're gonna convert it back into nothing actually. The new property is gonna go pretty far back. We're gonna have a pool back here, no accessory dwelling unit at all. You can see even when they do the asbestos removal, they have this tape, and they've left the tape here, but that allows their demo to be completely sealed off by each individual room, so that way, God forbid, if they do disturb the asbestos, it's not floating around the whole entire house. This makes sure that you're safe later on, because asbestos is a silent killer. You can digest asbestos and die from it 20, 30 years later, maybe even more, and never know. So that's pretty scary. I was saying that I think that the door hardware is actually my favorite. It just totally gives me that like really luxury vibe from an old school standpoint. if you can see the detail of the door handle, this whole area, right? It matches the viewfinder, the view lift, where you can see outside. I just think it looks really nice. I like it. I like the luxury of it. The door itself is a really nice door. I know you're all thinking of it like, why don't I keep the door and like put it on the new house? Totally would, except for the fact that it's really low. It's not tall enough to be the right size. Like, it's a really great door. The fact that it's like super straight, it's well built. There's only good reasons as to why I would keep this thing. It's just not tall enough. Like, maybe I can add that on top of it or something like that. I don't know. It would be cool though. Just never done it. Just doesn't make sense, but definitely one of my favorites. And then this window and then the matching baseboard. Again, to clarify, not that I think it looks good right now, but I think that this was definitely a high-end look and still looks pretty luxurious in this home. Like the hinges, right? The latches. All of these factors to me just scream really, really nice for what it was. Yeah, like just those details to me pop out and say, hey, this is a really nice house for this time period. Built-in cabinetry. Got this really cool door. Swings both ways. This was the laundry room here, and then this is the powder bathroom that leads to that bedroom down the hallway that we were talking about. And this leads you out to the backyard where you have a punching bag, a pizza oven, a barbecue area, and then, like I said, they converted this, and they also have a shed right here as well. All of this is existing and all of it is gonna go. None of this will remain. So we talked about removing the electrical. You can see that the electrical line is still connected to the house. So we have to have the utility company come out and disconnect that. And we can see that the meter is still connected. So this meter needs to be completely removed by the utility company as well. So we can make sure that when this comes off, we don't have any problems. You can see there's some sort of lock on there that they'll need to remove and actually disconnect this. Really old panel. And you can see they did an upgraded panel as well. So you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see all these wires that are crossing through, but those all need to be disconnected. Those are like the communications companies, like cable or internet, phone, all that stuff. That's our temporary power. Now I'll get connected to a post right there. You can see here we have our fence installed. And that's going to go all the way across the whole entire property. That protects the property so we know it can come in and out. We have our temporary toilet and left the meter here, but as long as it's disconnected from the property, which is right there, it means that we don't have any gas on site, which means that we're okay to actually demo this thing without it blowing up on us. This is a milk delivery dial. And what this is you put here how many quarts of milk you want. You put how many, see they have like, let's see, whipped cream, buttermilk, butter, eggs, pasteurized milk, table cream. What is this? Raw milk is what it says. So you take your dial and you move it to where you want it, close the door, and then the milkman on the other side will drop off what you want and leave it in here for you to pick up. That's how good the old days were. Hey, if you stuck around this whole entire video, I really appreciate it. Of course, your support is a huge part of this experience for me, so I really do appreciate it. You can go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video. It lets other people like you know that they might like this video too, and of course, it helps me tremendously. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next video.